Try that We may just have to speak extra loud.
Extra loud. Well, this one's okay.
Is that one? Is
Yeah,
Denny's okay?
Denny's is on.
All right. What
So,
about yours?
I turned well.
Try to talk. Yeah.
Hello. Okay, it's just.
Go ahead, Jerry.
But we can go. Okay.
Hello? That one's not echoing.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Speak loudly.
Speak loudly. Okay. It is now 6:01, and I now call the Tuesday, August 19th, Moriarty-Edgewood School Board meeting to order. And would you stand and join in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Thank you, Madam President. Moving on to adopt its agenda. Thank you, Vice President Young. I think they can hear. All right, Madam President, I recommend adoption of tonight's regular meeting agenda.
Superintendent Bibiano has recommended the adoption of tonight's agenda. May I have a motion?
So moved.
A second?
A second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Madam President, next is the oath of office for Mrs. Elizabeth Howells, who was appointed to fill District 3's open seat
Mhm.
on July 29th, 2025. So I recommend that we move to oath of office for District 3.
Okay.
It's an
Do I have
action
to make a
item.
motion? Yes. Okay, Superintendent Bibiano has functioned that we move forward in the oath of office for Elizabeth Howells.
Yep.
Okay. Can I have a motion? Yep. Second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay, now you can go forward.
I
Sorry.
attend a lot of meetings and that opening act that you just have to pre-fill.
Yeah.
I, Elizabeth Howe, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution and laws of the state of New Mexico, and I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, and defend them against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and that I will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of the office of school board member according to the best of my ability. So help me God. Congratulations.
Mhm.
Madam President, members of the board and guests that are with us tonight and staff members, we want to thank Judge Bobby Garcia for helping us
Yes,
out
thank
tonight.
you.
Yes,
Mhm.
thank you. Good seeing you.
Mhm. Okay.
Good luck. I'm going home to get dinner.
All right, enjoy.
Okay.
All right, Madam President, moving to approval of minutes, I recommend approval of the draft of special minutes from our special meeting on July 29th, 2025.
Superintendent Bibiano is recommending approval of our minutes of our special meeting that was held on July 29th, 2025.
Madam President, I think that I will recuse myself from voting on that piece because I wasn't actually in the meeting.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Okay, yes, that makes sense. All right, thank you. So may I have a motion?
I move to approve the minutes.
Is there a second? I'll second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? And the one recusal. Okay.
All right, Madam President, members of the board, for our August meeting tonight, We don't have any staff or student recognition, but we will definitely have students lined up and our Moriarty High School student council representatives to present to us. All right.
Okay.
Principals and athletic directors, board reports. Any questions, Madam President? Members of the board for principals. Mr. Anaya is not here tonight. I'll do my best to answer any questions if you may have any.
Okay.
He is on the last part of some vacation that we forced him to take a couple of days before the fall season gets up and running for him.
Good for him. That's good.
So do we have any questions, ma'am?
Anybody have any questions?
I just have a broad statement. I just wanted to say thank you.
Mhm.
It seems like all the schools are really energetic and ready to go, and it's kind of exciting to be back and see all that and read about it. So,
Mhm.
looks like MES is bursting with teams, especially the women, which is really cool. And I absolutely love the men's health.
I want to second Mrs. Howell's comments. I always enjoy your board reports, and I enjoy the high school and MMS that they've started their newsletters. I think those are wonderful. I hope that will continue to grow as the year progresses, but I think you have a wonderful and exciting year ahead of you, and I look forward to seeing where we go. So thank you for your reports.
You guys look all happy now.
Wait for the second.
They all got sun.
Yeah.
Wait till May comes around,
We will even be
right?
more happy.
More happy.
They won't look as happy though.
All right. Any other questions on principals or athletic director board reports? All right, moving to board president and board of education comments or accommodations.
I want to just thank you so much for the leadership retreat that was held in July. And the enthusiasm and the bonding that took place among all the new staff and the team building, it just really, and it shows in your reports, there's already some things that have kicked off as a result of that retreat. And so I just look forward to what you all are going to accomplish this year. I think you have much to look forward to, and our kids have a lot to look forward to. And I thank you for all the work and effort that you're putting into your positions and for the new positions for Amy and just all the transitions that have taken place within the staff. So I thank you very much. Anybody else have a comment?
I just comment, thanks for having me back.
Yes. Thank you, Elizabeth.
I think I've been in every seat here now, which is awesome. So, I remember when I first had gotten on the board and we were still at, high school.
Mhm.
Yeah, and
Mm.
that was down there. I was sitting at the other end.
The other
And
end.
then-
Okay.
So,
Well, we really appreciate you filling in for the, so thank you for that.
and I just wanted to mention with the competition.
Mhm.
Going back to school and seeing all the excitement.
Yes.
The teachers excited. And I've said it before, I'll say it one more time, but I think that we really need something like that in like January.
Mhm. In the middle of the year. Middle of the year.
Get 'em back
yeah.
up the hill.
Rejuvenation, right? Okay, we can
Right.
look into that. Our
Yeah.
calendar is similar.
Mhm.
Yeah, moving into, yeah.
That would
yeah.
be good. Yeah, something
Yeah.
similar to that.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Mm-mm.
All right, Madam President, under superintendent's report, Madam President, members of the board, you had in your packet our 2025 open meetings resolution. I provided a hard copy for everyone. This resolution is the same resolution that we, so if we go back a little bit, we readopted our resolution in November.
Mhm.
And my thoughts were just to get it back on schedule at the beginning of the school year every year, and then have at the last page, most definitely, the regular meeting dates
Mhm.
that are posted on our websites, as well as hard copy if people need them. So, Madam President, I recommend approval of the 2025 open meetings resolution.
Superintendent Bibiano is recommending approval of the 2025 Open Meetings Act resolution. May I have a motion? A second? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed?
All right. Director of Learning Services, Mr. Gatzenbeede. Does anybody, Madam President, members of the board, have any questions for Mr. Gatzenbeede about his report? Or Mr. Gatzenbeede, any updates on your report?
Yes. Superintendent Viviano and Madam President, and members of the board. We finished our student seen once count, and we are up to 2376. It's exciting.
It is.
Hopefully, we continue on that trend, an upward trajectory. I also have our 24-25 MASA data for you.
Well, Mr. Gatzenbeede is transitioning over. So those enrollment numbers, and I provided a hard copy. We've been giving you the board members updates. The funded numbers are what you find in the red. And you take that 2263 and you look at the chart that's below it that has the history. Look at the 24-25, 80, 120-day average. You get those numbers and you do some subtraction, and you will see that we are up 30 and a half students from funding.
That's awesome.
So again, keep that trend going up. Yes. All right. Any questions about Mr. Gatzenbeede's report?
I did have a question. I wanted to ask, you said that you were purchasing things for the CTE. I was wondering if you knew exactly what you were purchasing.
Many materials. Ms. Burson and I, we at the end of last school year, the school district applied for Next Gen and Perkins funding, and we received an allocation. And with that, we were able to give each CTE program a certain amount of money to enhance and upgrade their equipment. Some examples are the welding program. They bought a rail system that's going to allow students to do different types of welding. I think the whole Kate Center, all the teachers together decided to buy some kind of crane device that's going to help them all to move stuff around from location to location. Yeah, so it's exciting because they're updating and upgrading everything that they have, which is a benefit to the students. So
Any other questions? All right, so Mr. Gatzenbeede has prepared for us and we're sending out this report out to the board members. He'll explain to us our measures of student success and achievement, which is the acronym, the end in education, these are acronyms, right? The MASA data for our 3rd through 8th grade students in math and ELA.
Thank you.
It's all yours.
okay, so I did a comparative analysis of the 23-24 school year to the 24-25 school year. And this is 3rd grade. And as you can see, the 3rd grade in math, they hit 5% growth. And in ELA, they hit their 12% growth, which is amazing. You want to click to the 4th grade? The 4th grade in math, and this was an outlier. Did you click to?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, my bad. Okay, so the 4th grade had a little dip. They declined 2%, and then the ELA, you can see they went up 15%. 5th grade, they were quite the opposite. This was kind of an anomaly in our data. They went up 14%, which is outstanding. And then they had a little bit of a dip in ELA at 6%. Then I have individual school data. So at South Mountain Elementary, You can see that the third grade grew from one year to the next 23% in math at the third grade level. The fourth grade level, they jumped 6%, and the fifth grade jumped 5%. And then looking at ELA, the third grade grew 9%, fourth grade grew 19%, and the fifth grade took a little bit of a dip at 10%. And our next school is Moriarty Elementary. They had a 4% growth in the third grade. The fourth grade took a little bit of a dip in math. Look at fifth grade. That's outstanding. 20% growth in math. That's phenomenal. ELA, third grade grew 2%. The fourth grade took a little bit of a dip at 2%, as well as the fifth grade at 3%. And then that leaves Route 66. So they had a little bit of a dip. Well, not a little bit of a dip. A dip in third grade at 12%. Fourth grade, they grew 1%. And fifth grade grew 12%. Fifth grade math, again, there, that's a pretty significant growth, 12%. Third grade ELA grew 25%, which is outstanding. Fourth grade grew by 4%, and the fifth grade took a little bit of a dip at 4%. And then I have middle school data for us. Overall, sixth grade across both middle schools declined in math by 2%, and they hit a 5% growth in ELA. At the seventh grade level, they had a 6% growth in math and a 5% growth in ELA. Then the eighth grade had a 2% dip in math and a 4% growth in ELA. And then I have individual data for Edgewood Middle and Moriarty Middle. So Edgewood Middle at the sixth grade level had a 9% growth, which is great. Seventh grade shows some growth at 4%, and the eighth grade at 2% growth. ELA, we had 5% growth at the sixth grade level, 4% at the seventh grade level, and eighth grade at 8%. And then Moriarty Middle, sixth grade showed great growth, 7% growth in math, and in seventh grade, 5%. Eighth grade, they took a little bit of a dip. And then in ELA, they showed growth across the board, 3%, 4%, and 5%. Explaining what you see in the data, it makes sense that ELA is ahead of math in our district because of all the training that we've put in with letters and the science of reading. Naturally, our ELA teaching at the lower levels and moving on up through middle school is a little bit ahead of math. I believe that with a little bit of focus on interventions for individual students and continuing the course with BTC, I think we will see growth in math. I think it's coming. We took a cursory look at data at CES with a master mathematician for the PED or for CES. And in looking at that data, if you look at, where is it? Moriarty Middle's eighth grade, they show that 5% dip. They had multiple students, I can't give you the number right now, that were one question away. So they were there. And I spoke to Mr. Romero about his data, and what did we say, about 5 to 6 kids would have gotten that one question right, his data looks positive. And we saw that in several grade levels where there were just a few questions off. So the data, while we have a little bit of dips here and there, I'm happy that we're headed in the right direction. I think we're going to be okay.
Is the data just based off of one test?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I think we're headed in the right direction. I really do. Definitely. The teachers, God bless them, they work hard. They work hard, and it shows in some of those growths. And even the kids that may have not been proficient, they were moved from the beginning steps into nearing proficiency and almost to proficiency. So we're headed in the right direction. It's very positive.
I guess to clarify my comment, because sometimes kids have a bad day. They had something bad happen that morning before they got to school. So just to clarify that.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
I guess that my question is, so this sixth grade score reflects sixth graders from last year, right? I mean, so we're comparing two different groups of kids as far as growth.
Definitely. It's only the grade level, not the cohort. Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what, I mean, me personally, I'd like to see like we get the beginning, middle, and end.
Mhm.
Those are reports that we more need than just comparing a group of kids to a different group of kids.
I agree.
That's not how we're judged.
Mhm.
I mean, we could have an excellent group of fifth graders, and the next class is gonna fall short of those expectations.
Yes, sir. I agree.
Okay, I'd rather see the reports.
Madam President, if I may, Vice President Young, so on Thursday,
Yes, sir.
21st, the principals will be going and getting, diving in deeper with this data. And this is the overall
So a memo was submitted for per capita. We have a couple of students in the district that have either a disability or a medical condition that prohibits them from riding the bus safely. And per capita allows us to reimburse the parent to transport their student to school.
Madam President, members of the board, this is an annual per capita request that comes out of the Student Support Services. These students,
Per capita memo for 2025-26. May I have a motion? A second? I'll second. Okay. Any questions?
I was just curious how many students. There's two.
One lives far away.
If there's no other questions, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Okay, motion carried.
all right. Madam President, moving on to business and finance. I recommend approval of our consent agenda finance items 1 through 3.
Superintendent Viviano is recommending approval of consent agenda items for finance, items 1 through 3. May I have a motion?
I move.
A second? I'll second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay. Motion carried.
All right. Mrs. Young, any updates to your reports or to the committees that held their meetings?
Mr. Superintendent, Madam President, board members, we did have Finance Committee meeting yesterday. We went over the final cash balances in all of the accounts since we submitted our final reports to PED. And we ended the year in a pretty good place. So we do have enough cash balance to help us through however long it takes for the feds to work out their whatever they're going to do with federal funding for school districts. So we were happy that we were able to have some of that cash available to be able to, I'll use the word float us, hopefully, until we get their approval letters. Audit committee, we're moving right along with the audit. We're sending stuff all the time. We're not quite far enough along in the process to have a audit committee meeting to get an update from the auditors. I expect them to probably I'll reach out here in the next week or two and see if they're ready to give an update, and then I'll reach out to the committee members to see when we can schedule that meeting. That's all I have.
It's good. It looks good.
Madam President, any questions or anything for Mrs. Young from the board members?
No, I just thank her and her team for their due diligence to keep us in such good shape.
We're actually expecting federal funding. I mean,
Yeah, maybe.
Madam President, Board Member Young. We first got a memo that said everything was frozen except for our carryover. And then we did get an email saying that the feds had released the funds, but the state hasn't received their actual award letter yet. And that's the last we've heard. And that was approximately a month ago. So rumor has it the funds have been released, but we don't have official memo saying the funds have been released. So we can't move until we have official
Yeah.
records. So.
There was a freeze on the funds, and then they were allocated to different departments versus just the Department of Education. And then now the state has to get their paperwork and everything together before they can give us our paperwork to get reimbursements.
Right. So they're still waiting for their letters from the feds so they can send us our letters. So we're in a holding pattern for now.
All right, we'll move on to personnel. Director of Personnel, Dr. Buckley, board report. Dr. Buckley, any updates or changes since you submitted your report?
We've had 2 resignations and added 1 position, so we're now up to 9 openings since I submitted my report.
any of those by chance math teachers for the high school?
Yeah, no.
Still trying.
one of the math teachers that, Madam President, Vice President Young, that will be leaving the district, is moving out of state for family reasons and will be here until the end of September. So hopefully we can get somebody and recruit. We've been recruiting it hard. All right. Any questions for Dr. Buckley or any on his report? No? All right, moving on to sports services, special projects and other items. Any questions? Let me pull my agenda up. For transportation, tech coordinator, maintenance, or food services.
I have a question.
On the food services coordinator report, I was just wondering about the decrease in numbers over the summer. It says it was an expected decrease, but I was just wondering if we had reasons or like thoughts on why.
Mr. Viviano, may I speak to that? Madam
Yes.
President, Member Donner. The reason for that is the enrollment for the Boys and Girls Club this summer was drastically down because the district could no longer cover the cost of Boys and Girls Club, so it was no longer free. You had to either qualify through ECECD for free childcare, or you had to pay, I believe it was $700 for the summer. So their numbers were drastically down, and that was the majority of our meals last summer was feeding the kids at the Boys and Girls Club.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, ma'am.
I have a question.
Mhm.
That was in for transportation.
Mm-hmm.
I was curious, they said they combined the pre-K buses, 2 buses. How long of a ride is that for the children? Combine the buses?
Go ahead, ma'am. Yes.
Superintendent Viviano, President Hudson, and Member Howells. I actually asked that question when Mr. Linen called me and said that he was wanting to do that. He assured me that nobody's on the bus longer than 2 hours still.
Like one way?
Yes.
Mhm.
That's a long
How long they were
Long ride?
for some of them.
Yes, yes. We have some that come all the way from Klein's Corners and beyond at Flying Sea, I
Was
believe.
it better when there was just 2 buses?
No, I asked if it made an impact on that, and he assured me that it didn't. We just have less preschoolers signing up to ride the pre-K bus.
Good questions. Any other questions? All right, then we will move to special projects. Madam President, members of the board, we're very fortunate to have a donation that is being provided to Moriarty High School, in particular for their aviation class. As you remember, we added aviation and robotics and coding last year. This is a flight experience trainer. So if you take a look at it, they sit in the seats, they have knobs and I don't know what to call them. Yeah,
It's a simulator.
The levers and everything's on a screen. And so I think Mr. Smithson was overjoyed as much as we were, and the students. The students are just ready to take off on it. So he's adapting that into his curriculum. So with that, I would like to I'd like to recommend approval of the donation of the Gleim Flight Experience Trainer by the U.S. Southwest Soaring Museum that is located in Moriarty for the Moriarty High School aviation classes.
Superintendent Bibiano is recommending that we approve the donation of the Gleim Flight Experience Trainer by the U.S. Southwest Soaring Museum for the MHS aviation classes. I am going to recuse myself from this as my husband sits on the board for the Southwest Soaring Museum. So may I have a motion? A second?
A second.
Are there any questions?
Do we get to try it?
I knew
Yeah,
it.
I know.
I knew it. I knew it.
Get in line,
I was
get in
waiting.
line.
I was waiting for that.
Get in line, get in line.
Okay.
If there's no other questions, then I will ask for all those in favor to say aye. And opposed? Okay, one recuse and motion carries.
Right, thank you very much. All right, moving to board policy. Madam President, members of the board, In your packets was a second reading of our board policy IA, which is instructional goals and objectives. In our July meeting, we looked over and talked about it, and what this new policy will have is it's revised to add language related to science of reading and structured literacy to ensure compliance with House Bill 156 and to add a legal reference to the statutory section at which House Bill 156 will be codified. So, is there any questions before?
This was basically just from the state saying.
Madam President, Member House, yes, the policy for the most part is all the same except for that little addition in there that the funding, structured literacy, science of reading.
Right.
Yeah, and then the reference to House Bill 156. Yes, ma'am. You're welcome. All right, Madam President, then I recommend approval of Board Policy IA, instructional goals and objectives as written.
Superintendent Bibiano is recommending approval of IA, instructional goals and objectives as written. May I have a motion? Also move. Is there a second? Any other questions? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay, motion carried.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Madam President, we also have a second read for Board Policy JLIH. This is parental guidance for water safety. This was approved through the state legislature that school districts will help provide information to parents and students on water safety. I sent, I believe it was last Friday, our pamphlet. We had discussions and we went beyond just where you can get swimming lessons or safety around swimming pools. We also added safety around acequias and arroyos. We added a link to safety for anyone that wanted to look at for boating, as well as around any of our rivers in New Mexico. And so, any questions or comments before we move?
Maybe they should just give us money for high school. And then we can teach water safety.
Madam President,
Yeah.
duly noted.
Yeah.
All right, then I recommend approval of new board policy JLIH, parental guidance for water.
Recommending approval of new board policy JLIH, parental guidance for water safety. Is there a motion? A second?
A second.
Any other questions? If not, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
All right, thank you. And then moving forward, that pamphlet will be and that information will be included in handbooks for all the students. Okay.
Okay.
All right, Madam President, moving on to citizen comments.
Are all the citizen comment forms turned in for tonight? You have one?
Yes, I sent it.
Okay, I think we
Yes.
received that one.
Yes, we
Okay.
have for Mr. King, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay,
I don't know if there's any more.
Okay, all right.
so you want to read the statement?
Yes, so let me just tell you how that works. And for public comments and participation, will adhere to a time limit of a maximum of 2 minutes per speaker. The Board of we recognize the speakers and you must approach the podium. The 2-minute time limit will begin once the individual speaker states his or her name and the topic of your comment. Okay?
Good evening, Madam President, members of the board, Mr. Bibiano. My name is Don King. I'm here on behalf of Count Your Blessings and the families that we collectively serve together in the Moriarty-Edgewood School District. Count Your Blessings is a nonprofit licensed childcare and after-school program. Proudly served this community for over 40 years. Our mission is simple: to provide safe, enriching, and reliable care for children, and to take support and to support working families in our rural community. That mission drives every decision we make. We have Count Your Blessings has a long history of partnership with Moriarty-Edgewood School District. In the past, we ran after-school programs in each local elementary school. We serve children in each elementary school in the district and Estancia as well. We've donated year after year to support MESD athletics. We're a proud partner with MESD. Our commitment to families always been to strengthen opportunities available to local students and families. Our families live and work in rural area where schedules and our demanding options are limited. Many single parents drop off as early as 6:30 a.m. so they can get to work. Their children ride the school bus to school. We were shocked when we were informed that our long-standing school bus stop was eliminated. We scrambled to make it work for families, gave a 2-week temporary, but the point being, we would like options to partner more collectively with the school district to find solutions win-win for our families that we all serve. For the bus stop, it wasn't just convenient, it was essential. It was represented partnership, equity, and access, and I believe we can partner further in supporting our families. Yes, thank you.
No, I
Well,
guess
there's
not.
a request for permission to address the board, so I'll read her.
Okay.
I'll read her information. So Miss Emily Ashburn from Moriarty, New Mexico, representing students at Count Your Blessings that ride the bus to and from school. To whom it may concern, it was brought to my attention when I picked up my children from the Count Your Blessings this evening that after next Friday, August 15th, 2025, a bus will no longer be provided by the school district to transport the children to and from school to Count Your Blessings. I'm very concerned about this sudden and seemingly rash decision. I was informed that a bus has been provided since the 90s with no prior issues. Why is there an issue now? Count Your Blessings has limited resources and limited staff that are allowed and capable of driving the vans that they have available. If they have more than a certain number of school-age students to ride the van, they must make more trips. Teachers and other designees would have to wait with the students until all the students were picked up from the schools. If Count Your Blessings was unable to provide transportation, say due to a mechanical failure of the vans, then the responsibility would fall on the parents to take and pick up their children from the school. I don't know about you, but myself and my spouse both work in Albuquerque. It takes us approximately an hour to commute there one way. We currently carpool together due to a vehicle being broken. Our work hours are 8 a.m. to 4:30, Monday through Friday. School doesn't allow drop off until 7:55 and dismisses at 3 p.m., apart from Wednesday's dismissal at 2. Not only would my spouse and I be late for work, but we would also have to leave work early to pick up the children. This would be detrimental to our finances by causing us to miss 3.5 to 4.5 hours of work each day. As a DD waiver nurse, my clients depend on me for a multitude of reasons, so it's imperative that I work 8 hours per day to provide them the best possible care that I can to give them. In a supported living environment. My spouse works in facilities management at Lovelace Hospital, Women's Hospital, so it's important that he is at work and available to perform his duties to keep the hospital operating normally and as attended. As a mom of 2 children with neurodevelopment disabilities, it is important to them and to me they maintain normalcy. Change is not easy for them to process, which can and will affect them negatively. They do not have IEPs in place at this time, but we will certainly be looking into the matter sooner rather than later now that transportation has become an issue. Unless the school district intends to start up a before school and after school program, which would cost more money and resources than providing a bus, then there will be several parents that will be in the same boat that we will be in if we are unable to pick up, are unable to work our normal work schedules due to this school schedules. Many folks in this economy are paycheck to paycheck and do not have the wiggle room with their budgets. Learning that the transportation is being discontinued is incredibly disappointing, My sincere hope is that a resolution is reached and that the bus can continue to transport the children to and from Count Your Blessings as it has been done for many prior years. Thank you for your consideration, Emily Mashburn. And then one more that was emailed in. This is from Stephanie Rotuno, Rotunno, a grandmother, a Zephaniah, request to reconsider removal of MESD bus transportation to Count Your Blessings Daycare. Dear board members, my name is Stephanie Rotuno, and I'm the grandmother of Zephaniah, a 6-year-old student who currently relies on MMS bus transportation to Count Your Blessings Daycare. It's come to my attention that the decision to remove the transportation service is under consideration. I want to express my deep concern and respectfully urge you to reconsider. The bus service is essential for my grandson's safety and well-being. As someone who works in Albuquerque, an hour away, I am unable to be home when he arrives from school. Without transportation to daycare, Zephaniah would be forced to walk nearly a mile home alone, which raises serious safety concerns. I worry about the possibility of him being unsupervised or worse, harmed. Additionally, the current bus drop-off time is 3:45, and this conflicts with my work schedule, which ends at 5. If transportation is removed, I may be forced to reduce my work hours or risk losing my job entirely. As a single-income household, this would have a devastating impact on our financial stability. I know I'm not alone in this situation. Many families rely on the transportation to ensure their children are safe and cared for while they work to support their households. Removing the service would affect families who depend on it. I respectfully ask you to reconsider the decision. Please take a moment to reflect. What would you do if you were in our position? Would your job accommodate your needs? Would your finances be affected? Thank you for your time and consideration, and truly hope you'll continue. I truly hope you will continue to support families like mine by keeping this vital transportation service in place. And I can provide you copies if you'd like for those.
Madam President, if I could just permit, I'd like to apologize to these people because it is in the board packet of your transportation that we have in the coordinator about the issues that we can't provide transportation, and as I feel really bad about that, is that the only preschool that's?
Yes, ma'am. At this time, yes, ma'am.
And I believe that they're also expanding and opening another one in Ashland.
Not for.
How many students are affected? I was just curious how many students are.
We were up in the 80 numbers, last I saw. Right? 40, sorry.
Maybe we could, at a future time, I don't know what we can do because it's a state law.
Can we ask for a regulation through the school board
Yes, it's
association
policy
as far as an
state.
update to the regulation?
I'm sorry, which are you looking at,
So, I
sir?
mean, every year we get these emails about legislative resolutions and such.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. So, I mean, is this something that we could address with the school board association and possibly bring before the legislature to maybe change
Reconsider.
the stop from just home, because it basically says to your home and from, to and from home, to maybe reach out to those guys and ask them if we can get a resolution or at least start the process of a resolution to maybe get it amended to state from childcare facilities. I mean, it would be a statewide thing. It's not a decision we're going to make here.
Madam President, Vice President Young, if I'm hearing you correctly, then you're talking about the New Mexico School Board Association's
in our
legislative
Mhm.
platform.
Yes.
Or as they move forward, going into the 30-day session, moving forward.
Yeah, it's going to be
That's
tough this
something-
year, but I
That's
mean,
something that I'd work with you, President Hudson, because it would be a legislative platform that if they, or a recommendation for their platform,
right.
and to see how many other school districts are affected by this.
It wouldn't be hard to call some of our representatives for this area anyways and get the ball rolling and just say, hey, you know, this is happening. Can we do something about this?
Yeah.
And,
Okay.
get their input, but totally.
I think Mr. King had a question.
And I do know in the statute where it says it defines school bus routes as to and from school, and it also says or stops designated by or approved by the delegate.
Legislative, yeah.
And in the bus stops, we fit all the parameters of the bus stop. So.
Mhm.
All right, we'll dive into it deeper.
Yeah.
We might,
Mhm.
have to look into it.
Mhm.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, and Madam President and members of the board, just to also know that there are sometimes, so this is a different situation, but we come up with transportation agreements that are made between school districts. So we have our students who are even further out that would have to be approved by the state as well through resolutions by 2 school boards. We used to have one in place with Bernalillo School District. There was this was 2001, something like that. There was a student that was out past Golden, I believe it was. Yeah, out past Golden and stuff. So, okay, yes, we'll look into this a little deeper and we'll be in touch. Mr. King, I'll be in touch with you, okay? All right. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Thank you.
All right, anyone else?
So,
Do we have another?
Well, there's another one in the folder. We need to read that into the record.
Oh, I may have missed that. Ma'am, sorry. So this was an email from Miss Carolyn Stelting. Is that the one you're looking at? Member Donner? Okay, okay, yeah. Yes, ma'am. Sorry, I missed that one. And I think Jennifer had it for me and I moved it. So apologize, Jennifer.
It's okay.
All right. I need to know what your plans are in place for parents who have to quit their jobs and face homelessness because of the bus situation. I have to quit my job and no other place will hire me because of the timeframes I am available. The bus dropping my son off at daycare is the only way I can work. And then please call back. Madam President, members of the board, I responded via email to see if Ms. Stelting would reply back. Okay, thank you, ma'am. Missed that. All right, is that it then? Is that it?
I think so.
All right, well, thank you. Move to advanced planning. Madam President, members of the board, I did list several things going on. I provide you with the weekly schedule of events, professional learning, and other activities that are happening. But I'll also just have these on the board as they tie into our strategic plan as well. So we have the BTC training, we have the administrator data training that I mentioned. We do not have school, and I believe I have that date right, September 1st,
Yes.
Labor Day?
Labor
Seems
Day.
early, but yeah, it seems
It is.
early.
It's the
Yeah.
first Monday.
We're already getting to the point where we're talking about parent-teacher conferences. I think we are 2 weeks away from progress reports. Progress reports coming up, so midway through the first grading period. We will have a MESD Finance Committee meeting on September 15th at 4 p.m. And then our regularly scheduled board meeting, Board of Education meeting on September 16th, 2025.
And is that the sixth?
It's
Of the regular?
Put your tongue.
regular
Having-
meeting.
Yeah.
We're pretty sure we'll have a work session going on. I'd kind of preempted it yesterday with the principals we will have our 90-day planned overviews through a work session.
Mhm.
All right. Anything else? Anything on advanced planning?
Anybody?
You will be getting all the activities that include not just athletics, but all the other extracurricular activities that will be coming up. I do want to announce, and I need to double check, this is way in advance, it seems like, but it will be here sooner than later. Moriarty High School has been asked to host a state robotics competition off the success of our robotics team last year. And so that is November 15th, right? November 15th. I don't know why I had 14th and 15th. That's a Saturday, November 15th. It'll be in the gym. We will have, I believe, 4 of those big metal rings going on at the same time. How many, Mrs. Romero, how many schools so far? Do we know?
Yeah, Madam President, members of the board, up to 32 teams can join us, and 4 fields will be on the main.
Fields. Call them rings. Fields. 4 fields.
And it is the 14th, we'll set up on the 14th, but the actual competition is on the 15th.
Okay, excellent. Yeah. It's the Pinto Stampede. Did they find a
Still
name?
working on a name.
Oh, it's still working on a name for that. All right, still working on it. All right.
One more question. Will we be getting ready for the bond election? Because we really have 2 meetings left.
Yes, ma'am, we will.
Okay, so
We will.
September we'll see something.
Yes. Mrs. Young, Mr. Ritchie and I met last week to start our list of projects that have been financed through our bonds. And this morning we met with Kaylee, and I forget her last name. Yeah, she works for RBC, our bond advisor. She stopped in this morning to give us updates. And it looks really good that everything that they project, our tax rates for residential and non-residential, we'll be asking for, the community to consider the bond of 20 million, but our tax rates will stay flat like they did last year. Yeah. So we will be moving on that, and she's going to help us guide with some of the pamphlets and talking points. So we met with her this morning at 9 o'clock. Yep. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you.
All right, Madam President, then I recommend that we adjourn tonight's regular meeting.
Superintendent Bibiano has recommended that we adjourn our meeting tonight. May I have a motion? A second? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? No? Our meeting is adjourned at 7:50 or 6:59.
All right, good job, everybody.
Thank you.
Good job, good question.